guys, welcome back to ABC Interactive. That guy over there, he's Shane.
Oh, hi everybody. That girl there is Winnie.
Yes, and so we have been reading a very adventurous story.
It's really exciting and it's just getting more and more exciting. So why don't we remind everybody what's happened so far?
Right, so this is the Steadfast Tin Soldier Part 3. What happened was we have this, this boy got a box set of 25 tin soldiers, but one of them only has one leg.
Missing a leg. And this tin soldier sees a beautiful ballerina and he falls in love. But
a goblin,
there's an evil goblin,
stops him in his tracks and says, "Nuh-uh, buddy.
Stop looking at my girl.
That girl's mine."
Mine,
okay?
All mine.
Yep.
And he said, oh, you keep looking, you find out what happens later.
But then suddenly, a window's opened, and who goes out the window? Tin Soldier.
Tin Soldier on the ground.
But that's not it.
It starts pouring rain.
And what happens is two boys take the Tin Soldier and slap him on a boat. But the boat is made of paper.
Oh.
And as we know, paper and water
don't mix very well. So it goes down the storm drain, into a canal, and it starts to drop under the water where it gets eaten by a fish. Well,
swallowed,
but that's
it's pretty much eaten.
That's what fish do when they eat. They just swallow stuff.
Yeah.
So now, what is going to happen to the Tin Soldier?
I mean, honestly, it can't get worse than this, right? I mean, we are at the climax of the story, okay? This is the best part. So I'm excited to see what happens next.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's find out what happens in part 3.
After a while, the soldier saw light. Then he heard a voice say,
"The Tin Soldier."
It belonged to the cook at the little boy's house. She took him to the toy table. Then one of the boys grabbed the soldier and threw him in the stove. He gave no reason for that. However, the goblin probably made him do it.
Okay, so the Steadfast Tin Soldier Part 3. This is the exciting ending to the story.
After a while, the soldier saw light. Okay, so light. He saw light. What is light? In this case, it is a noun, right? The natural brightness. Okay, it can come from the sun or it can come from electricity that helps.
Like a light bulb?
Yeah, like a light bulb. Okay, and it helps us see things.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so for example, the room filled with golden light from the sun. I love that feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, continuing. So he sees the light. Then he heard a voice say, "The Tin Soldier!" It belonged to the cook at the little boy's house. She took him to the toy table. Wow, can you believe that journey?
That is crazy.
So he drops out of the window, gets taken away on a boat, gets swallowed by a fish. Then they buy the fish, cut it open, and bam, there is the Tin Soldier. He made his way back home.
I bet the cook was very surprised to cut open a fish and see a toy in it.
And especially that's the toy that was the little boy's toy.
Yeah, and it's missing a leg. Wow.
Okay, so voice. What is a voice? Voice is a noun. The sound or sounds made through the mouth by a person speaking or singing. So, for example, Winnie has a wonderful singing voice. Let's hear it.
Me, 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 me. I love ABC.
Wow. Very, very impressive.
Thank you. So, then one of the boys grabbed the soldier and threw him in the stove.
What?
These boys, they are troublemakers.
Wow, he threw him in the stove. So the stove is like, where you like cook
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
There's fire and it's hot.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so grab. So grab the tin soldier. That means to take or hold something or somebody with your hand suddenly and very rough.
Yeah.
Grab. So for example, the police officer grabbed the thief.
Oof, yikes. So, after getting roughly handled, being grabbed, they get shoved in the stove, okay?
so-
And I don't think a stove is a place that you would want to be in considering it's very hot, okay? So stove is a noun. It is a cooking apparatus, a cooking
Thing?
machine, kind of,
Kind of.
that uses fuel or electricity to heat things up, okay? So it's not like a fridge. It's not nice and cool. It is hot, okay? There's fire and heat, okay? So for example, my pancakes burned to a crisp on the stove, okay? I forgot to turn off the stove and then it burned my pancakes.
Oh no, burnt pancakes are
Doesn't
not
taste
good.
good. I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, so let's continue. He gave no reason for that. However, the goblin probably made him do it.
To me, in this story, there's a lot of culprits or villains. Okay, we've got the two naughty boys and the goblin.
Yes. And you would think the goblin made him do it, but you can't be really sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to see who is the person that is responsible for all of this to happen.
Being thrown in a stove. I mean, this poor tin soldier has just been through everything.
He had a very rough start.
But he's still steadfast, right? He's hanging in there.
He definitely is a soldier because he's not giving up easily.
That's true. Okay, why don't we take a break and find out what happens to the tin soldier?
I'm really nervous right now.
Okay.
After that, the wind blew the ballerina in there too. She burned up really fast, and the soldier melted. He became a little tin heart.
Okay, so welcome back from your break. Now we are going to get back to the story of the tin soldier. He is not having a good day.
Nope, not at all.
So,
He already only has one leg.
yeah, poor guy already only has one leg before all of this happened.
Yeah.
Now he's in a stove. So we thought, great, he made his way all the way back to the boy. They cut open the fish. Look at the tin soldier. He's home. No.
Who finds him? The cook.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
these two little boys take him and throw him into the stove.
I sure hope there's a happy ending, okay? So let's continue.
Okay.
After that, the wind blew the ballerina in there too. I'm done. I'm done, Shane. I'm done.
No, hey, calm down, calm down.
Okay.
Maybe something good will still happen. So the wind blew her into the stove. It's pretty awful.
Yeah.
So wind, that's a noun. That's just the air that moves quickly from natural things, like the natural forces.
Right. And obviously the ballerina is made from paper, so it's very easy for her to move from one place to another.
So for example, the strong wind blew the roof off of the house.
Oh my gosh, this is horrible.
typhoon or
This
something.
is horrible. I mean, honestly. Okay, so blow is a verb, right? So she blew through the air, right? Because the wind was so strong. Blow is a verb, okay? So it's to create movement, okay, through an air current, okay? Or expel air through your lips, okay? So for example, he will blow his candles on his birthday to make a wish, okay? So the ballerina being so light, of course the wind is going to carry her, right? Exactly, just like a sailboat, right? She's just gonna...
Sailing through the air?
Yeah, and she has no way to control it, okay?
So she
just...
Well, I mean, now the soldier might be happy because... There she is.
They're reunited.
Ballerina.
Yeah.
The ballerina that he was so in love with is now there in the stove. So maybe they will hold hands, jump out of the stove, get married.
Like a hero.
Have like paper tin children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe, let's find out. She burned up really fast and the soldier melted. He became a little tin heart.
Oh, I think that's I think this is a tragedy.
This is very sad.
This is a sad ending. I don't think we really are getting a happy ending because the tin soldier has melted, okay? So this doesn't sound like a very happy ending, okay?
No, what does that mean? What does that mean he melted?
Melt, okay, is a verb and it means to make or become liquid through heat.
Right, because he's solid first, right? Think he's tin. But when you put heat to tin, it will melt.
It's different from like paper, right? Paper just burns up and becomes ashes, but he melted, okay? But he melted into a heart.
Well, I guess the heart was the only thing left.
Yeah, so he's not completely gone, he's just not the same. So for example, how do we use the word melt, okay? The weather was so hot, my ice cream began to melt, okay?
Oh, so all we have left is a little toy soldier heart.
I'm stressed.
The ballerina was burned to nothing, probably. She's totally disappeared.
Maybe the love was so strong and that's what gave it the heart shape.
So what do you think? What's the meaning of this story? Is it just that
I think the meaning and the thing that we all can take away from this story
please help me.
Is that love conquers all, because at the end, even though they had the ups and downs of being a one-legged tin soldier or what he thought was a one-legged ballerina, but actually she had two legs. But she was made of this fragile paper. Okay, they're both made of these fragile materials. But what came out in the end through all of that trouble was a heart shape. So their love lasted through it all.
Okay, so maybe like little pieces of the paper are kind of still on the heart and they've become one?
Yes, it was like a marriage of sorts.
Okay, I'm going to have to just believe your ending.
Okay.
And because otherwise it's just too sad.
Otherwise, this story would become a tragedy. And a tragedy means there's no happy ending, but I refuse to believe that there is no happy ending.
Okay, so he made it through all the way to the end, the steadfast soldier, and at the end, he got his ballerina.
Right.
Yay!
Think about it this way. The two boys and the goblin are definitely not going to mess with this soldier anymore, because technically he's not really a soldier anymore, but still.
Okay, and that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for joining us in this roller coaster of a story. It was pretty exciting. Bye-bye.
After a while, the soldier saw light. Then he heard a voice say,
"The tin soldier."
It belonged to the cook at the little boy's house. She took him to the toy table. Then one of the boys grabbed the soldier and threw him in the stove. He gave no reason for that. However, the goblin probably made him do it. After that, the wind blew the ballerina in there too. She burned up really fast and the soldier melted. He became a little tin heart.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 light 名词，光线。The bright light came from the lighthouse. 那道亮光从灯塔而来。 Lighthouse 指的是灯塔。下一个单字 voice 名词说话声。My mother has a loud voice. 我妈妈的嗓门很大。下一个单字 wind 名词风。The wind is very strong today. 今天的风很大。下一个单字 blow 动词吹动，它的三态是 blow, blew, blown. I blew the dust off the books. 我吹掉了书上的灰尘。Dust 指的是灰尘。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 A hears B 加动词 A 听到 B 做某事。Hear 是一个感官动词，意思是听见、听到。它的三态是 hear, heard, heard. 我们来看看这个例句。I can hear my mother play the piano in the other room. 我听得到我妈妈在另一个房间弹琴。下一个文法 belong to somebody 属于某人，归某人所有。belong 指的是归于。我们来看看这个例句。The car belongs to my brother. 这台车是我弟弟的。最后一个文法 burn up 焚毁，烧成灰烬。Burn 是一个动词，指的是着火、燃烧。我们来看看这个例句。The letter burned up in the fireplace. 那封信在壁炉里烧毁了。Fireplace 指的是壁炉。以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Hello, everybody. Today we're taking a look at Shihsanhang Museum of Archaeology. Now, English can be pretty difficult because a lot of our words come from Latin or Greek or other languages. So speaking of archaeology, what does this word mean? Well, we can break it up. This comes from Greek, and archaeos means ancient. Ology means to study. So you put them together, it's the study of ancient things. Some other words we have like biology. Bio means life, study of life. Geology. Geo means earth. So it's a study of the earth. So if you know a little bit of Latin or Greek, you can really come a long way in learning English. So let's take a look at today's lesson.
A pilot was flying over Guanyin Mountain in 1955. His compass stopped working over a certain area. He thought natural iron was the cause of the problem. Later, archaeologists found iron there, but it wasn't natural. When they dug down, they found 2,000-year-old objects. Today, the Shihsanhang Museum of Archaeology sits by the site. It introduces the site's history and shows many old objects. It keeps the history of ancient Taiwan alive. When visitors enter the museum, they walk down. It makes them feel like they are entering the dig site. The objects inside tell visitors about the lives of the Shihsanhang people.
I actually live pretty close to this museum, so I've been there several times. I think it's a really cool place to go because there aren't a lot of archaeology sites around Taiwan, and to be able to go right in the middle of that and imagine that you're just back in time is really cool. And it's a really comfortable, relaxing museum to just spend the day. So check it out if you have time.